Good night, good evening, everyone. I'm sure you've noticed that this week we received Angela Merkel in the European Parliament as a kind of a preview of her visit to Portugal on Monday. Gabi, Alde, and myself and other colleagues from the Unitary Left group received her in a silent protest, and we showed signs saying that austerity kills. I believe that she already knows that, but she prefers to pretend that she doesn't know. But, comrades, we just served the appetizers in Brussels. The main dish will be served in Lisbon on Monday. We really know how to welcome people, don't we? It's that our Prime Minister Pascoal asked us to receive her well, and saying that this visit of hers was in the spirit of solidarity, and we have to tell him, Prime Minister, don't worry, we'll welcome her as she deserves. We're Portuguese. Doesn't everyone say that we're just the most welcoming people? Don't worry, Prime Minister, dear friends. Madame Merkel represents the most Venice stance of recent years, that there's one Europe, the ones that work and the lazy ones. And she wants to come here as someone who's helping us, and what she wants to say, if we are undergoing difficulties today, it's because we did not act right in the past. We know this is a myth, and she has repeated this over and over again. The taxpayers in Germany have not paid €1 yet for the bailout programs in Portugal and Greece. What has happened is that the German state conceded some guarantees to the European Fund, and the European Fund bought the debt at very low interest rates, and then it charges the countries for very, very high interest rates. This is a major business. Many people are making lots of money with our sacrifices. There's millionaire pockets that are getting filled with the sacrifices of the Portuguese and Greek families, and I can guarantee you something, that we're totally sure it's not the German taxpayers that are benefiting from it. They're not benefiting from it. It's the German banking sector, because the German taxpayers, they too are suffering, and we are in total solidarity with them. It's the German banking system that is making a lot of money. So, having said this, we can draw some conclusions. First of all, it's not that Germany is not financing Portugal. It's rather the Portuguese people that are financing the German banking sector. Second is that we have to demystify this idea that we're living beyond our means, because what we're actually doing is feeding the German banking sector way beyond our capacity. This insistence of this main policies of saving the banking has brought about many victims, and the first victim was democracy. But we're sure that the times are changing. We're living historic moments, and the useful of these measures is being put in question, and they're becoming the voices of those who are coming together looking for alternatives. So we have resignation in the streets, and then we went to action, and now we're advancing with proposals, and that's why we're together today against this neoliberal offensive. The trade unions come together, the social movements come together, the people come together. That's why we're here today. We're against austerity, and we respond to that austerity in the spirit of solidarity, against attacks against the workers, to the elderly, to the unemployed. We are here to protect the people, and we have concrete proposals to take the country out of the crisis, the Europe of stagnations, for those who are paying and had no responsibility for the crisis we're undergoing. That's why we have to do away with the memorandum. That is an absolutely crucial condition. It's a core condition. We are together here, together, today, as we were together in Athens when the two bailout programs were discussed. We were together in Athens in the most cheated elections that we can recall, as we were together in Paris on the 30th, as Céline mentioned, against the budgetary treaty, as we will be together on the 14th of November in a European general strike that has no precedence in history. The political left, the social left, the cultural left, the communist left, the environmental left, all the lefts came together against this offensive, and they're together. We're here. The bailouts are at the center of the decision, and we know why. What is the objective of these bailout programs? What do they tell us every day? Is that the objective is very simple. It is to make sure that the countries can go back to financing their markets. And that is why, with this story, recession and unemployment are seen as collateral damage, which do not measure the failure. They're just collateral damage. But I ask you, has Greece gone back to the markets? I don't think so. What about Portugal? When will Portugal go to the markets? I think that it'll take some time. It'll take quite some time. And the question that follows this one is, but was there an alternative for this financing? Yes, today we all know more than well that there was an alternative. What should we think of the fact that ECB showed at 1% an amount that was equivalent to 15 bailouts of Portugal, to 5 bailouts to Greece? We remember this is what happened. 15 times the bailout of Portugal, 5 times the bailout of Greece at very low interest rates. So it is not admissible that the banking sector that has been bailed out takes on this benefit through the sacrifices of the families. We must do away with this casino and this play in which the bank continues to do the only thing that it knows what to do, which is to speculate with our money. We want to do away with the memorandum of our disgrace that reduced our salaries beyond what is fathomable, that increased the taxes, and that on a daily basis destroys the social welfare state. We cannot forget ever how the troika and the Portuguese government were so sweet with the public and private partnerships and with energy public networks, and how aggressive they are with the retired, with the workers. Passos Coelho is very proud when he's here in Portugal, but he's so meek as a little lamb when he's in Brussels. And that is why, with this ironic expressions of the social welfare, we should talk about what is the true refunding of the social welfare state, and that would be not to leave one single unemployed person without support, to respect the commitments taken on with the retired and pensioned people, and not to withdraw the rights of workers. This is what we need. What they're proposing to us, and every day, is yet another project to die, to drown. So let them drown themselves before the welfare state drowns. In Portugal, men and women have understood that this path would be equivalent, tantamount to no future. The path that destroys the basis of economy and society. They want to destroy everything, because only then can they truly implement their program. But we will not let that happen, and we will not let it happen here nor in Europe. And we know in our daily work there's no Europe that can resist to such cleavage, to such differences, and how the sacrifices of ones can put money in the pockets of others. And strategic response of the left has to do with the international solidarity at national level, with European answers, with convergence, consensus, both in the social struggles and the political plane and institutional plane. The buzz phrase that we've heard over and over, that there's no alternative, is the phrase that defines the dictatorship regime. What defines a democracy is to say there's a number of alternatives and the people choose. That is what defines a democracy. And that is why, comrades, when somebody will say is next to you, there's no alternative, look at them sideways. You can be sure that he's no democratic. The alternative is going right through us, and we'll continue on fighting onwards.